Okay, so Jenkins is a famous continuous integration tool which provides flexibility for both developer as well as operations person to integrate code into a shared repository several times a day. So for which each and every commit made by the developer in the source code. So it is used majorly, or it has been started as so for the development phase of, or for a development related tool, so the development related operations tool. And for this tool, today, as we're talking about installation, so it has some prerequisites. Okay, so while coming to the prerequisites of installing this Jenkins, I would recommend to go with a minimal security so that you'll not face any issue as a beginner. Okay, so here I'm picking CentOS 7 operating system with SE Linux disabled as well as firewall disabled. So you can just go through some documents over the internet like how to disable SE Linux and firewall in CentOS 7. And I'll also try to keep the information in description of this particular video how to disable that. And also it's a Java based application, so which you require to install Java on this operating system where you are installing Jenkins. So let's go ahead and see like how do we install Jenkins on this particular operating system. So for that, actually I have picked already a CentOS 7 operating system, so which you can have a look at under so it is like CentOS release. So you can see it is a CentOS 7.4, which is the latest version we are picking up. And along with that, so to start with, I'll just start with this one, and I'll show you the prerequisites what I have done. So you should like SE status command should show it as disabled option, so better. So IP tables -capital L should show only 3 policies, which is showing as accept, should not show more than that. So that is another thing. And along with that, so as I told you, so you require Java also. And which version of Java? So there are different Java versions which are available, and which particular version we require for this Jenkins. So just try to let's try to understand that by just going with prerequisites of Jenkins inside the Jenkins website. And here is a URL, so which is our one second. So the website is jenkins.io. You can just go into that website, and there you have a documentation. Let's go into documentation, and we'll just go for like getting started with Jenkins. And after that, okay, install Jenkins. So there it might show the prerequisites. So here it was showing like pre-install steps. We're just going for system requirements, and here's the current version of Jenkins which we are using. It requires Java 8. Okay, so we are clear that we need to install Java 8 version, and along with that it requires 256 MB of RAM as free memory, and for installation it requires a minimum 1 GB of RAM. Okay, so let's go and try to do that. And I have a minimum amount of RAM which is already available, so free -m, so which I'm having almost like 3 GB free. And along with that, I just go for df-h, which shows like my available space is more than 1 GB disk space, and whereas I don't have Java installed. So I can just go ahead and quickly install Java. So I'm install Java, so that it is just trying to install 1.8 version only, which is nothing but Java 8. So I no need to worry about which particular version to install, because it is picking the latest version, so it is 1.8. And once you have everything ready, so you can just go ahead and start installing Jenkins inside your operating system. Okay, so for this I'll go for back to Jenkins website, and there I have a download option directly. You can just click on download, and here on the left side, so you have a long-term release as well as weekly release. So it is always a best practice to go for long-term support related version, because that is the most stable version than the weekly release. So weekly releases are majorly which are currently happening in the development. It's like a alpha and beta releases. So whereas this is a standard stabilized version, so I would pick up this version rather than this unless and until I know what I'm doing. Okay, so usually for production environment, so we'll pick up standard version, so which is stable. And here are your Jenkins is available on different distributions. So I would like to go for Red Hat, Fedora, CentOS, and even it is same for Amazon Linux as well as Oracle Linux even. So the same process. So here they have given you a couple of commands. So I would just need to copy these commands and run, not more than that. So just run those two commands, and after that you simply queue install Jenkins. It will download Jenkins and install. And Jenkins is installed. So Jenkins RPM has been installed your Jenkins as a service. So hence you can just go and give. So you can just start Jenkins by using systemctl start Jenkins. So as I'm using CentOS 7 operating system, so I am much interested in. I'm to say, like, so I have to use systemctl command, not service command, because I'm using 7 version of Red Hat. All right, so I have my Jenkins up and running. So I can also verify by using like ps-ef and grep java, and I can correlate this particular process opening a port number on the server by using netstat-lntp and search for this particular process, and you can see that it is listening on 8080 port. You can always change this port based on your requirement by editing the configuration file. So it is under etc. So it would be under etc sysconfig and then Jenkins file. So there you'll be having a port number which is mentioned as 8080. So you can see here the default port number is 8080. You can always change this and restart the Jenkins to get it affected. Right, so I can hit this particular server on the browser on port number 8080, so that I'll have the Jenkins remaining installation on a web console. So Jenkins is primarily starts a web console related UI, and which you can always access it. So to unlock your Jenkins, that means to start installation of something inside the Jenkins, it is asking to provide a validation password, so which is available in this particular location. I can cat that file, so it gives me a very long password. I'll take this and copy here so that it can just go and start installation. And here it provides an option of installing the plugins which are recommended, as well as you can always select the plugins which you want. As a beginner, I would recommend to go and start with install suggested plugins. Just click on that and let it continue. So I have all my plugins installed, so and it just giving me an option to create an administrator account on my Jenkins server. I can just go give admin. I'm just giving everything as admin. So it's a test instance, and hence I'm just giving the details. Or if you are using for a real case situation, so you can just go on ahead and provide the real emails and usernames and passwords. So you can just click on start using Jenkins, and here is your brand new Jenkins dashboard. And here on the down you can see that the version which you have installed and other things. So this is how you can install Jenkins in CentOS and Red Hat operating system. So going forward, so I would like to so provide more videos on so configuration about Jenkins too. So for this video I just want to cut it short as only for installation of master node. Okay, so thank you.